Hello, my friends. Hello, and welcome to the Self Checkout Show. I am your host, Pastor Will, and I am glad to see you tonight. We are really happy to be back on the show tonight. Of course, we're going to have an amazing time as we do each and every week. And as usual, when you come in, leave a comment, let us know that you are here and throw up some hearts, throw up some likes, do all of that stuff. And most importantly, share this broadcast. We are really excited about tonight. We are excited about this year, what God is doing. And it's really amazing. And hey, Crystal, so glad to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Hello. Yes, we're excited about what God is doing, and we are looking forward to what He is going to do the rest of this year, because this is the year of the double. Yep, that's what it is. It's the year of the double, and we're really excited about what God is doing. Hey, you can connect with us on all social media outlets by way, of course, if you're on Facebook, you already have us on Facebook, but our Twitter and our Instagram, we all go under WT Ministries 3. That's our handle, WT Ministries 3. So if you're on Instagram or Twitter, please, by all means, look us up. We would like to connect with you on any and all of our social media outlets. So join us over there. And also, don't forget, share, like, love this. Hearts on Facebook. Those of you that are on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Periscope, we want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for joining in with us. And please share this broadcast. And as you can see, scrolling across your screen, we are asking all of our ministry partners and friends to share a $20 gift with the ministry. If you can do that, we have our own Cash App now. I know it's been a long time coming, didn't want one, but we were pushed to get one because there are actually people who wanted to sow into the ministry, and we're excited about that too, and we thank God for it. But yes, our Cash App, as you can see on the screen, is W Taylor Ministries, W Taylor Ministries, $ W Taylor Ministries, and our PayPal is paypal.me/W Taylor Ministries. Thank you in advance for sowing into this ministry. We appreciate you. You guys, we're going to have a wonderful time tonight. We're going to have some fun. And of course, we're going to dig deep. And you all, the last time these guests were on the show, before we could even get off the show, you guys were saying, get them back. So, of course, I honor what you guys say. The viewers get what they want. So without further delay, let me reintroduce my brother, my sister, Pastor Martise and Dr. Nancy Murphy.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey.
Listen, man, we just flew in from South Carolina, and now we're live back in Chicago. We're glad to be on the show tonight, and I hope whatever we say will, uplift you and give you some understanding. And whatever we're gonna talk about, let's make it do what it do.
Bro, you glowing tonight.
Am I?
What's that all about?
I don't know. The lady at the restaurant said the same. She said, Martise, it's funny. People know my name. She said, Martise, it's something about you. You look different tonight. I don't know what it is, but hey, God's glory,
right, brother. That must be the glory that's residing on you.
Hey, so listen, we'll take it. There's a shift happening, so we're just gonna go along with it.
I know that's right. There is definitely a shift happening. Dr. Nancy.
Good evening.
How you doing?
I am great. How are you?
You got a little glow too there.
Oh, stop.
What's going on over there out there in Naperville?
Ain't no baby on the way.
Ain't not a near baby on the way. No, son, no way, no how.
Oh, my goodness. Man, I'm so glad to have you all back. As you know, before we ended our last session, it was so good. We got off and people were saying, no, we want more, bring them back. So I had to have you guys back. So I'm really happy about that. Exciting news, everybody. We have the self-checkout show. We have a producer now.
Yes. Look at
We
God.
have a producer, and I'm really, really excited about that. So thank God for her. We'll introduce her at some point. I don't want to let the cat out the bag just yet, but we're gonna actually have her show her face one of these weeks. I don't know when. We'll figure it out. But we got a producer, and I'm telling you, God is answering my prayers. You know what, Mimi? I don't know. I see you.
Listen, she better stop being messy.
She said, "What?" Mimi, I told him. I said they looking awfully. They glowing. I don't know what's going on over in Naperville, but Bro got a glow. Nancy glowing. I don't know. I don't know. It must be a new form of quench they got.
Okay.
That's what a good shower and quench would do to you.
That's not bad, babe.
Man, let me tell y'all.
Shameless plug.
Good evening, Marie Brown, Sister Marie Brown, SDMI in the house tonight. Hey, listen, if y'all don't know about this quench, man, listen here.
You trying to shameless plug that he's talking.
Better get you some. I bought a whole lot of it. I got about the last order. I got about 8.
Yeah,
something like that, because it's necessary to keep moisturized skin.
Amen.
I don't use it as often as I should because I still, right around my wrist, it stay ashy. I don't know why, but we're going to just apply a little more quench to the wrist.
Quench to the rinse.
But you need to, if you don't have or use quench, you need to contact Martise and Nancy tonight and get your order in because it is the best thing. I don't even need to really buy lotion no more. I still buy it, but quench, you cannot go wrong with it, and they have very good product. Good evening to John Stennis.
No, don't say good evening to him.
Oh Lord, here we go. Here we go. Crystal says she bought a lot too.
That's my BFF.
That's how you do, Crystal. How you doing, girl?
What?
John said he done opened a complaint with the Federal Business Bureau.
All right, John, you just had a birthday. Be careful.
Right. Here we go.
Oh, you don't want to mess up your birthday gift.
You don't want to mess up your birthday gift.
Hey, Roz, how are you? How are you? Good to see you
Roz.
tonight. So glad to see you, y'all. We already having a ball. I'm telling you, this is really, really fun. So we're gonna kind of before we do that, before we get into really, hey, Dr. Kermita, so glad to see you tonight. Before we get into that, I do want everybody to know, those of you that are watching, that I love my brother and sister dearly, but I do want you all to know that they left me in Chicago and went to Dallas. And I'm still not healed from that. I may need to go back to the altar because my heart is still a little heavy.
Hey, I almost said something. I just sat back. I'm going to sit back because you talk about you may need to go back to the altar. You should have had enough at altar Sunday.
See?
You're right. I should have.
But those of you that don't know, go look at his page. He was laid prostrate across the floor.
Yeah, I was out of it. I can't. I ain't even got nothing to say about it.
Crystal.
I got nothing to say about it. Crystal, see how they do? See how they do? They left YouTube. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's old news.
Roz, okay.
Thanks, Roz.
And John echoed what I said. They good for leaving, folks. See?
No, we are not. Y'all already know. Y'all always know where we are.
We do. We always know where they are, and that's a blessing, right. Because we are accountable one to another.
That's
Crystal.
Right.
Oh, Crystal, your new friend, huh?
Okay.
That's trouble. We take y'all friends in a minute.
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
We are one big, happy, silly family, and that's all right with me. So, guys, we're gonna really have some fun tonight. As we already are. I'm glad that you all came on tonight. There are so many stories that we could talk about, we could share, because truth of the matter, all you got to do on a daily basis is log on to social media.
Yes.
And there is always a story. If you don't have a story or you can't find one, simply go to Larry Reed's page. You'll find several there.
Boy.
You'll always find a story on Dr. Larry Reed.
We'll find a story.
Somebody gonna punch his head one day. John said he saw Tammy Joseph.
Oh, Lord.
He didn't say something.
Y'all start praying now, please.
Oh,
I actually told Tammy I was going to block her from tonight's show. So,
oh, is that right? Okay.
Look, here we go.
We gonna now see y'all. They doing too much now.
See what I'm saying? I told you.
This John and this Tammy.
I was supposed to block her from tonight's show. I told her that.
Hey, Tabby, good to see you, my love. So there's always a story, and there's always a story on social media, and just it had to have been over the weekend. Something came about in which we are going to talk about tonight. But you all know that Pastor, well, we're just going to call them Martise and Nancy tonight. You all know that I'm just so used to it. I can't help it, y'all. Y'all know that Martise and Nancy are marriage counselors. We are proud to say that they also lead in Covenant Ministries Fellowship Marriage Ministry internationally. So we are proud of that. Hey, Mama, how you doing? Hey, Mama. So yes, they lead that marriage ministry in their own lives. It's like a vocation for them, and also internationally with In Covenant Ministries Fellowship, we obviously have churches in other continents and all that kind of stuff. So anything related to marriage, I typically go to them first. If I know I want to do a show on relationships and marriage, I'll call them first because that's their lane. That's really, they thrive there, and they're really professional and good at it when it comes to talking about marriage and the family and all things relationships. And I didn't do a thorough study, you guys. I just did, some quick glancing at a few stats and facts or whatever about marriages. And I did learn, and we kind of touched it just a little bit when you guys were on 2 weeks ago, that the divorce rate is so freaking high. And it's not just in the secular world. It's the divorce rate is high in the church too. And just as a general question, I want to ask you, why is that? Why are marriages not lasting like they used to?
You okay? Well, just to be transparent and to be fair with the question, because I like to be upfront anytime we're sharing. Martise and I are both second-time arounders, so we both are a part of or have been a part of that whole divorce situation and or divorce thing. But what I will say is that we believe that the reason why the divorce rate is so high is because people are unprepared when they go into their marriages, or they're going into, there's actually a number of reasons. Just being unprepared, not understanding what marriage really is, and or being married for the wrong reasons. People get married for the wrong reasons all the time. So I think that those are three of the biggest reasons why marriages don't last. Lack of being prepared, unaware of what marriage consists of, the totality of the covenant that they are making, and then being married for the wrong reason.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of people, they get married and they think marriage is like dating, and it's a long way from dating. Dating is the beginning process of it. But once you get married, that's when you really put work into your marriage, and so a lot of people can't handle the work part of the marriage, or they think, well, we're married, but I can just walk away from this marriage and go on and do something else.
No regard for it at all. It looks great. We have some amazing marriages or some amazing weddings. In fact, Pastor Martisa and I did an amazing wedding on Friday night, and it was just great. It was a lot of fun, but there's work after the I do. And people don't understand that there's work. There's not, it's so easy now for people to walk away from marriages, and it shouldn't be that easy. It shouldn't be that easy. We'll leave and be gone for days on end without any regard. We'll go to our parents' houses, and neither of our parents are sending us back to where we came from in an effort to make us or have us to maintain that covenant. They'll pick a side, or they'll ride with you, right or wrong. They don't care. Just you, my daughter, I'm sticking with you. And then again, like I said, people get married for the wrong reason. So there are a lot of things that add to why marriages are not staying together.
I asked this of some former guests, and I want to ask you all too. I may have asked you before. Do you believe that nowadays there are a lot of arranged marriages?
Yeah, they're still happening. They're definitely still happening, especially, and so often we think that it's not just happening in the States. It happens in other countries. Yeah, foreign countries, so that's still going on. But yeah, it does happen in the States as well, because, parents have grown up together and they know families. We've been to church together. And so, you look good with so-and-so, or you look good with so-and-so, or the girl gets pregnant. And so now the parents are saying, you got to marry her because you got her pregnant. So yeah, our arranged marriage is still happening. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah.
I don't think that's always the answer, though.
It's not.
That last part that you just said, the girl gets pregnant, so y'all got to get married.
It's not.
I don't think that's the answer.
It's
a lot
not.
of times those relationships don't even work because they don't want to be married. They shouldn't have been married, But I do think that it happens also. And I think that partly because we have so many people in our ears playing matchmaker. With who they believe we should be with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I don't know, but see, that's a part of the boundaries. That's a part of the boundaries that people overstep. But that's kind of a slippery slope, because I got to be careful how I say this, because you don't want to. Well, no, you do want to say, you know what, mind your business, but you don't want to be disrespectful at the same time, right?
But honestly, it's not disrespectful, and that's the problem, is that we're so guarded in that regard because that's what we've been taught. But true, in all reality, that's not being disrespectful to say, you know what, mind your business. It's not your business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's good for my life is not necessarily. I didn't ask you for your opinion.
Yeah. Martise, what would you say that today's marriages are missing, as opposed to, some 20, 30 years ago? What do you think? What do you see as a marriage counselor? What do you see mostly, generally, that are missing in today's marriages?
Well, one thing I would say, okay, one thing I will say, the one word I'll kick it off is entitlement. That's
okay.
One.
Let's unpack that.
Yeah, that's huge.
They feel that, today's marriages feel like, okay, it's all about me. It's not about us. It's about me. Having a me mentality in a marriage, in which you can't have a me mentality in a marriage, because if you do the math the way God designed it, when you all said I do, the two became one. And so you can't go into a marriage or be in a marriage with an independent mindset. And so that's what's happening that's what we don't have now. You look at the older marriages, you look at marriages back in the day, they work together. No matter what, they work together. And so, like I can say this, like looking at my grandparents before my grandfather passed away, my grandmother, she would work nights and my granddaddy would work days.
Okay.
And that marriage lasted, I think they were married for what, 70 years or something like that? A long time. No problems. If they had any problems, we as kids never saw anything. We didn't see anything, you know what I'm saying? But you would see them, they're happy. She did her thing. He would get off work because my grandmother didn't drive. He'd get off work, take her to work. There was no selfishness. Nobody was selfish. He'll go, even though he was tired, he just got off, but he would take her to work and then come home. And then go pick up when she got off and he had to go to work. But now, you think they do that now? Please. You better Uber. There's no, and two, you better Uber or Lyft, and there's no protection.
Yeah.
Because this is one thing, since me and Nancy been together and just talking and just reading on things, it's important that as a man that that you are the house of your spouse, of your wife. So it's your position and it's your duty to house your wife.
Give me a little bit more. House your wife. What does that mean?
The same way that you're living in your place of living right now, you're covered.
Okay.
You have windows around you. You have a roof over your head. So it's important that the man covers his wife, which means protection and provide and make things happen.
Okay.
So you don't leave her out to dry, out to get wet and dry and all that kind of whatever crazy words you want to use for it.
Okay. Rosalind said, yes, I worked overnight 25 years and my husband worked days. And when I got a day job and we were home together, we argued a lot. Oh, Lord.
But you know what? That's only because they weren't used to being together.
And that's what Corona has.
And that's really what COVID proved to a lot of couples, a lot of marriages. A lot of times we're so caught up in life. And so once we say the I do's, it's easy for us to be like two ships passing in the night. One going and one coming. We don't really see each other. And then you toss kids in the mix of it. And then you really don't see each other. Why? Because now the wife is making dinner. The husband may be doing homework, or vice versa. The husband's doing homework. Husband's doing dinner. Wife is doing homework. And the wife is now making sure the house is clean. The husband's walking the dog. And by the time you do it, the mom is putting the kids to the bed. And then by the time you look up, everybody falling out in the bed is sleep. And then we start the same thing all over the next day again. Nobody really took the time to see each other, communicate, talk about whatever. Or if you did, it was a quick laugh at something that happened and you just keep moving. So really what happened even with COVID is, we were forced, or some were forced now to work from home together. A lot of time together, having to spend that time together. Now we really have to learn how to coexist. Wait a minute. We ain't done this for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years. So a lot of those skills, we haven't even practiced. We haven't even groomed. We haven't even matured in, because all these years prior, we didn't have to do it. Now what do?
Wow.
And that's how the arguments happen, because now guess what? And it's really sad, but we really don't even know each other. We don't know each other. And you're working my nerve because you left the heat on, or the toilet seat is up, or you didn't put your plate in the sink or something. We're not thinking now about working together. Everything's ticking me off because I'm not used to this. You ain't been home. So ain't no plate to put in the garbage. Ain't no clothes over here. Ain't no shoes over here. The garbage is already out because, you know what I'm saying? We haven't learned how to coexist together.
Wow. That's one thing that we talked about a couple of weeks ago with the pandemic. A lot of people, a lot of married people figured out, because once they started having to coexist together for all day and all night, a lot of people found out they really didn't like their spouse.
Nope.
They liked them better when we were apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah.
something else that we hit on with you guys a couple of weeks ago, and this is going to kind of guide us into what we're really going to talk about tonight, was, before I say that, everybody needs to know I got a surprise for y'all tonight. Just sit tight. It's coming soon. Also, now back to what I was saying. We also talked about some things. You all were obviously transparent with the viewers the last time you were on, and there was a bit of a little bit of a trust issue on Martise's part because of what he had gone through previously. And everybody's got to understand that, because when you've been in relationships that were traumatic, abusive even, and let me stop right there real quick, stick a pin there. Abusive relationships don't just go from male to female.
That's right.
It's the other way around too.
It is true.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get that clear, because a woman may not put her hands on you, but that mouth can tear you to shreds.
Mental.
Yes.
Abuse.
Mental abuse. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And people have PTSD from relationships. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of people wouldn't believe it, but it's the truth.
Yeah. We always feel like, and I'm so glad you mentioned that and you're saying that, we always feel like physical abuse is the worst abuse. But honestly, it's not. Mental abuse, emotional abuse, yeah. Verbal abuse, those are all of the things. See, we can kind of heal. Our body can repair itself from the physical abuse. But that mental abuse, the emotional abuse, the verbal abuse, that stuff plays with your psyche. And some of that stuff you can't get rid of. You think about it, it's stored up. It'll pop back up when you least expect it. And that's the stuff we carry with us. That's really the unseen baggage. It's the unseen enemy, even sometimes in relationships, period. Whether they're marriages, dating, or friendships. What were you saying, babe?
And just to like throw a nugget inside of what you're saying, it happens even as a child growing up. Mm-hmm. When parents tell a kid, you're like your daddy, or you're like your mother, or you'll never be anything. You'll never be nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so with those things being said, when they enter a marriage, guess what? That's what they're thinking in their mind. I can't be productive, or I'm like my daddy. So since my daddy was wherever he left his hat was his home, then therefore wherever I'm gonna leave my hat is my home.
So it's generational, you think?
It can be.
It can be.
It can be. Okay. Let's talk about insecurities in relationships. Did either of you have your own insecurities, or did you have to deal with the other person's insecurities? Was that an issue in your life when you first got married?
We're talking about this time around?
This time. Yeah, this time. The one that count.
The one that count.
I would say, yeah. That was an insecure moment because of past situations, which caused me to be insecure concerning our marriage. But at the same time, I was able to overcome that situation due to a lot of communication, a lot of reassurance, being reassured about the situation, just being reassured, period. And so so it was in the beginning. I could say.
Okay.
I would say I don't think that I had any insecurities. Do you think I had some insecurities?
No, I don't think you had.
I don't think that I had insecurities. I think that I came into the relationship okay.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly not bragging. I am not bragging at all. But I don't think that I had any insecurities. I think that I came into the relationship okay. My previous husband and I, we just really grew apart. we really honestly grew apart. Let me just say it like that, because I just want to keep it. We grew apart, and that wasn't a bad thing. As we got older, we just wanted different things. We were on different pages in 2 different books, and the light shined and was like, we probably shouldn't be together. This ain't working. And so that's honestly what caused us to separate, and then ultimately to divorce. But I don't think that I honestly don't think that I had any insecurities. Do you?
I asked that because I'm going to read something, and I want everybody to take a listen to that, to what I'm about to read to you. And this, I told y'all before, if you just get up in the morning and go to social media, there is a story. And this one, oh boy. This one you can go either way with. I've seen people already argue about it on Facebook. I'm like, yo, stop. But it could go either way. It depends on perspective and the way each individual sees it. Let me read a little bit to you from Essence Magazine. Here's the story. It was posted on February 4th, which was Friday, in Essence Magazine. Gospel singer Kiara Sheard is receiving some criticism for comments she shared about the boundaries she feels necessary to set with her friends as a married woman. She shared them while receiving the advice she received from her mother, which is Karen Clark Sheard, in regards to the belief some have that you can't let another woman into your household, specifically single friends. When asked if she was mindful of this and if her mother warned her about it, while speaking to Page 6, she said this. Absolutely. This is what Kiara said. Absolutely. My mama has already. She said her mama told her, quote, look, don't have too many people around your house. Don't get comfortable. I don't care how good you trust or whatever it is. I'm mindful and careful. Get this, and we'll take a pause right here. I would buy a friend a hotel room before I let them stay at my house. However, I am a prayerful woman to discern the space that I am in. Let's pause right there. Pause. Ooh. All right. I want to hear from you all that's watching, whether you're married, in a relationship, dating. I want to hear from you.
I love it.
I want you to type in the comments, is this an insecurity or is it just a boundary? I want you to type in the comments, insecurity or boundary. And we're going to unpack all of that, because I just read a paragraph and a half and a whole lot was said right there.
Yeah.
Dr. Nancy, let's go.
I feel like we need the Jeopardy music right now,
Right.
like, a whole Jeopardy
So
pause.
Before we comment, I think we give them time enough to put some on the screen.
Well, they have time. I mean, it don't take them long to say,
because
whether it's an insecurity or a boundary.
Okay.
Tammy said a boundary.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So that's one. And
All
I mean,
right,
it's 14 people on here, and maybe more. I'm just seeing 14. But I mean, Rosalind, Crystal, come on,
Mama, Roz.
Yeah, what do you all say? Is it an insecurity or a boundary? Is it I think it's a little bit of both. Mm-hmm. You have to know who you are surrounded by. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm loving the answers. I'm loving what everyone's posting or what they're starting to post. I think that is awesome. And yes, this article stirred and wrinkled a lot of people.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. All right. So let's, you know what? I'm big on definitions. And so I actually looked up the definitions.
Okay.
So boundary or boundaries is something that indicates or fixes a limit or extent. So it's something that indicates or fixes a limit or extent.
Okay.
That's a boundary. Let me go back to my app. Wait 1 second. A insecurity or why did it just do that? I got an ad pop up. Oh no. Okay, wait a minute. Let me type it back in here. An insecurity. Here we go. Insecurities. Not highly stable or well adjusted. Oh, this is insecure. Let me go insecurities. It probably pulled this up. I don't know why I did this. Or maybe it's just going to give me the root word, which is fine as well. Not confident or sure. Not adequately guarded or sustained. That's insecurity. But we'll go with not confident or sure.
Okay.
In the sense of the word. Deficient in assurance. I like that one as well. Deficient in assurance. I think it's important that we know the definitions of words, especially when we start tossing them around, because everybody's quick to toss around a word as it relates to anything, any comment, especially when it's a celebrity responding to a question. I think that Kiera was absolutely correct in what she said. It's a boundary. It's not an insecurity. And why do we want to make her insecure? Because that's how she feels about her marriage. Riddle me that.
Okay. Because let's ask Crystal.
Okay.
Charlotte, if you can put. Oh, I just told everybody who my producer was. Well, now you know. Crystal, I wanted to put that back up because Crystal said, and she's not the only one that said that. I think Rosalind said it too. Crystal said, I think it's a little bit of both. She says it's a little bit of insecurity and it's a boundary too. She says you have to know who you are surrounded by. Now, let me play devil's advocate.
Come on through.
For a bit. If you all watched the Clark Sisters movie, I don't know if you all that are viewing, if you watched it, just about everybody I know watched the movie.
You remember?
In that day, for a lot of these big name celebrities, they dealt with a lot of infidelity. They did. And now I'm not saying that Drew stepped out on Karen because I don't know that. They didn't talk about that in the movie. But in the movie, there was some infidelity from other parties. And I think that it could very well be what Karen saw or experienced, we don't know, that made her a certain way. And she could have gotten it from her mama. Maddie Moss, she had to deal with infidelity, okay, amongst other things. So she may have gotten it from her mom and passed it down to her daughter and saying, hey, because I know what happens, keep the ladies away from your man. I don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't either.
Crystal said, I don't believe she's completely insecure, but there may be things she has experienced. Well, there you go. It's pretty much the same thing I said. Come on, talk about that, y'all.
Yeah, I saw that as well. And I will say, that my mom taught me the same thing. I was sharing with my sister Tammy earlier, my god sister Tammy earlier, that I was a flight attendant for American Airlines many moons ago. And when we were first positioned, or when we first given our assignments of where we were going to be, I was here in Chicago. So I was assigned Chicago, and I had two young ladies who were flight attendants with me as well, who were not living in Chicago. They had to relocate, and they didn't know where they were going to live. And here I am, and I'm like, oh, you come stay at my house. You don't have to worry about it. You can come be here. And when they came, and my mom got wind of it, and she saw it, she was like, are you a fool? Them ladies shouldn't be in your house. Those are single women. You're a married woman, and your husband's there. You need to help them find them some place to stay. I think that it's the right thing to do. I even have, just like Kiera said, my sister Cassandra, she says often, you can't stay here, but I'll give you some coins and I'll help you get a hotel room. She's quick to put you in a hotel room. So I agree with the fact that it's boundaries, just being wise. And why would we even tempt the situation? Because really what you're doing is tempting.
Because Karen said to her daughter, she said, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, I know they're your friends. I know you love them. I know you trust them, but don't trust them that much around your husband. Aretha Franklin, I played this song. I think it was when y'all was coming on. Somebody came on. I started my broadcast with that song where she says, I don't want nobody always sitting around me and my man.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Period.
John said, regardless of where it came from.
We all already know how John feels.
The boundary was set by her, and people have to respect it, even if they don't like it or understand it.
And
now we talking.
Yeah.
And it's true. You have to.
Now we talking.
That's why I couldn't understand why so many people had so much to say. It's her boundary. It's how the two of them have agreed to maintain their marriage. Yeah. Why are we adding anything to it? Yeah. She don't have to let nobody around her husband.
Because at the end of the day, like we tell couples, it's what's works best for your household.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if that's what works for her house, it is what it is. You're not paying her bills and she ain't doing nothing for you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I will say that it is important that, in spite of, it is important that you have boundaries in your marriage, because I've seen where things like that has happened.
Yeah.
And then we're going to leave it right there.
I like to let's just, put some word to it just a bit. And I just want to use this one. The Bible says that the two become one flesh. We have a responsibility as one to protect each other, to protect what we have. And so if that's the boundary that we set, that's the boundary, or we like to count them. We call them boundaries and parameters when we're counseling. That's the boundary and the parameter that we've set to maintain our marriage, to maintain our home, to maintain our relationship. And so that's what works for us. I'm even thinking back, and I was sharing this with Tammy as well. I don't eat chitlins. I don't eat chitlins at all. But in my previous marriage, my husband did. And we had a friend that would cook them for him. Well, she made them 2 times, 3 times too many. So guess what I did? I learned how to cook chitlins. You want me cooking no chitlins for my husband? I'm going to cook these chitlins. And I'm the same way about Martise. Whatever he likes, guess who cooking it? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and if it's something I don't know how to do, or something then I don't have a problem. And like even with broccoli casserole, his mom loves making. I said, okay, I'm gonna have to ask Mama how to make it so that I can do it the same thing for him as well, Grandma. So it's just a matter of what you're doing to maintain our marriages have to be maintained. It's work.
Look here. See, they got something going on in these comments. Super producer, let's throw up this comment from Crystal. Crystal said, if you advertise how good your man or husband is to you, other women get tempted.
Yeah. And you unknowingly advertising. Sometimes you unknowingly advertise, innocently advertising. You just, you're looking good, he looking good, you're smiling, but people don't always know what's going on back. So then now they're like, curiosity to get piqued. And then, one fine day, now we had a misunderstanding. And Sally Salsa sitting right there, and she willing to give a listening ear. Or John Paul, well, not John Paul. Let's not use John Paul. or Diego is available to change your tire the morning or the day you and your husband got into it, and he won't come change it. Diego available. See, they always been waiting all the time for an opportunity.
Let me tell you something. wise man told me something. This was when I had Rhonda and Terrence Keys on my show. Sent me a meme actually that said it was from a woman wrote this to other women. Said, never let your man leave home hungry or the other H word. This is a PG show, or PG-13. So y'all know what the other H word is, right?
That's right.
Because it's a woman out there willing to feed him and take care of it too.
Yeah,
y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Tammy said it's like a girls' night, and we're having fun, and all spend one night. Cool.
Capitalized.
But a friend needs somewhere to stay for a period of time. She offered to put them up in a hotel. Do y'all need somewhere to sleep in a comfortable bed or no? Because look, we've all seen the movies. We've all seen the movies where the girl is the best friend and she's sleeping over, and the wife going to work, but the husband work from home or whatever.
Yeah.
And the girl walking around with little or nothing on. Come on, y'all. We've all seen it.
Come on. Yeah.
So I'm saying, and I'm a man, and I'm saying I agree with Kiara Shear.
The Bible says resist the devil. Why are we giving way or even space for the enemy to even tempt? I mean, at the end of the day, we are both still human beings.
Absolutely.
Women have eyes, men have eyes. Now let's just be real about it, right?
Yep. Lauren said, you don't owe anyone an explanation of the why, as it is not their relationship. It's yours. Let me tell you right now, my loft, this is mine. For the next month or so anyway, praise God. But it's mine. I pay for this.
That's right.
You cannot tell me how to run this. It's mine.
It's yours.
And I think that's what happens a lot, especially with celebrities, because they live in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, see, here's one of the problems. Everything don't have to be publicized either.
Period.
Everything. John said we saw it in season 1 of Why Women Kill on Paramount Plus, which is a very good show.
I love Why Women Kill. Yeah.
But it's true.
Watch the ID channel. You see it all the time.
It happens, but I believe that, and I don't now. Oh Lord, I'm finna get in trouble. I used to be married.
Okay.
And I wish I had that mentality that Kiara has now. Y'all can't stay here. I'm gone. Y'all got to go too.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let that sit right there. But I wish I had that mentality because that would have probably saved a lot of heartache and headache. But I think that Crystal said, now I'm via satellite telling us. Well, Tammy said, we all just trying to stay out of jail. So just know. You know, but look, Martise, help me out here. Because you just sat back with your glow and ain't said nothing.
Look, see, you just sat back with your glow.
Martise just shifted on us.
I feed them well.
Nobody even saw it. I
feed them well.
Fried fish. We'll talk about that off live, okay? Yeah. Martise, I believe it. It goes both ways. Now, because, and I'm saying this live, this show is live. Hello. And I'm saying this because we know one another and have forever. I don't think, now you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that I can be at your house while you go to work and chill with Nancy. I believe I can do that.
Can you do that?
And I know I could. Y'all, it's something, and brother, you help me out here. Come on. It's some when you're in relationship with people, real covenant relationship,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. There are just some lines you just do not cross.
Yeah.
Period. Because I knew him before I knew her.
Definitely.
Long time before I knew her. That is my brother. I mean, blood couldn't make us any closer. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of us just, I'm finna say it. I'm gonna say it. Some of us just got some jacked up friends.
That's true.
And they looking for an opportunity to wreck your life. That's why discernment is so key.
Yeah.
That's why. Everybody, let me tell you something.
And let's tell the truth. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your friend. We call folks out. You know what? Here's something else that is so, and I don't even want to mention him, but RJ said to us one time, Apostle RJ said to us one time, and forgive me for not recognizing, but Apostle RJ said to us one time that we have to be careful about the categories we put people in.
Absolutely.
That they haven't put us in.
Absolutely.
What? So while we walk around calling folks our friend, they don't even see us as their friend. We're just an associate of somebody that they know.
Stop. Number one, John hit the nail on the head because a real friend would never. Come on. Crystal said you have to know your friend group. No lies detected right there. Now, I want to go back to what Dr. Nancy just said. I remember Apostle RJ saying that so vividly. I was blown away.
That rocked when we talked about that. Yeah.
I was blown away. Marie said, that's so true. Everyone is not your friend. You better know it. Because the cleanup woman right around the corner. Come on, somebody. Listen here.
Cleanup man.
Or the cleanup man. Come on.
Because they're when it
come on, talk to us tonight.
When it comes to that, there is no discrimination. It happens on both ends. And that's why, once again, like Taylor said earlier, to those of you that are watching, it's important that you have discernment. It's important that you make sure your house is secure, and make sure, watch what you say around single people. Even forget it. Watch what you say around married people. Anytime, once again, it goes back to what y'all said a minute ago. Anytime that there's a crack or a crack has been cracked, then guess what? The enemy is that snake. He's going to squeeze right through that crack.
Yeah. And he's going to take every advantage.
And take every advantage.
Yeah.
And especially, and I understand what Kiera was saying, because she knows the situation. And look at who was that? Not David and Goliath. That was what's the man? Samson. And Delilah, how she was able to get his information from him just by seducing him. Yeah. Yeah. And I will say, as being a man, a woman has a lot of power. Mm-hmm. Come on, somebody. And it's not saying that a man is weak, but I'm just saying a woman knows what to do, what to say, to get what she wants. And you know what? And I'm gonna say a dude is the same. A dude can do it too.
But honestly, that's how the Lord created us. Mm-hmm. That's how God created us. Again, we talked about this before. I think
hold on, Dr. Nancy. I want you to finish. You all that are watching, share this right now, because we ain't going nowhere yet. Share this. We tag some people, because this thing got heavy up in here. Come on, Doc, let's go.
That's how the Lord created us as women. Look what Esther did before she went to the king. Like Martise just said, I was going to say pastor. Like Martise just said, if you know the story of Samson and Delilah, look what Delilah was able to do. Come on, what about the woman that drove the tent peg through the men's head with some warm milk and maybe some kind words? That's who God created us to be. Wise, but that's why the word says a wise woman builds. Her children will rise and call her blessed because of the way we are able to do things and accomplish things, get things done. The world calls it feminine wiles. So, again, but then even when we speak or think biblically, the enemy says he's roaming to and fro, seeking whom he can devour. So sometimes, and here I go now, playing devil's advocate, like you said, sometimes we really don't intend to do these things, yet caught in the wrong moment. The Bible says the very elect. Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
So that's why we can't give the enemy room. Resist the devil and he'll flee. We can't give him room to set us up in situations like this. I'm just talking to my friend. I had a hard day. Me and Martise then got into it. He don't understand me. I don't understand him. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm crying. And now something happens. Because now maybe it's a twinkle or something in my eye. I don't know. And then he's listening. And I'm just happy he's listening. And we just going back and forth. And before you know it, something had happened.
Yep.
That's why
we was watching, we like ratchet TV. So we was watching Love and Hip Hop Monday, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And Amina and Cisco Cisco was saying, because if anybody watched that, y'all know Amina used to be with Peter Guns. Amina was married to Peter Guns, and when they separated or whatever, they weren't together.
Cisco is Peter Guns' boy.
Yeah, Cisco is Peter Guns' boy. The Creep Squad. And then Amina was at Cisco's house, and Cisco said even in, I should have never let her come over
into my space.
In my space, because in a moment where him and his wife is now separated, and he's going through emotionally and all that other stuff, now he's going through, she's going through, and look, the two of them together, and all they did was kiss, but he was able to say it should have never happened. We should have never been in that space. So
let's put Charlotte's comment back up. She said, "Folks are sick. Y'all better watch Lifetime. It be your own family sometime. Jealousy is real."
It is.
And John said, "I missed that new Lifetime original movie, Single Black Female. I wanted to see that too.
Came on last Saturday."
Okay. Dr. Kermita said, "Everybody is not your friend, sister, brother, cousin. Is used too lightly."
It is.
Hey, listen, I'm single, but my CCL and Floyd will pay off. My God, she said that. Crystal said there has to be a shift in those relationships, no matter how mad you're confident. No matter how mad you're confident is your spouse.
You're confident.
I got that.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this too, because this happens a lot where people get comfortable and they're working in the corporate places. They have those, oh, that's my work husband, or that's my work wife.
Yeah, we use some of that too lightly too.
Yeah,
because that's a setup.
Definitely a setup.
That's a setup.
I'm reminded of just having a conversation with a young lady who actually said she had a work husband. She's married, but at the same time, when her and her husband were having a little minor, he was missing some minor details. Yeah, her work husband ended up smashing her in one of the office rooms.
Ouch.
And we are in no shape, form, or fashion saying that it's okay to do that stuff. That's not what we're saying.
Right.
But what we are saying is that we have to be mindful of the schemes. Again, that's why the word of God says that he won't leave us ignorant of the enemy's devices. So the Lord wants us to be aware and again, set up boundaries so that we're able to avoid those type of situations. Yeah. My work wife at my last job made me pineapple cake for my birthday every year.
Y'all better not been in no offices. Listen,
you are so funny.
Listen, let me give y'all a little bit more of what Kiara said. She went on to say, while I am very prayerful, I'm always also asking God outside of my mom to direct me. Mm-hmm. In this season, am I supposed to let them into my home? Because we as believers, we believe that what we have, we are supposed to share with others, but I'm not sharing my man. Since I'm not sharing my man, I have to be cautious with everything else that I share as far as with him being there too. That's a lesson that I get. And I think it's such a thing as balance. Amen. That also goes to why we have to have wise friends, encourage our friends too. You know how they say a lot of single women, they can't give you counsel, but I was single. I was able to tell my married friends good advice. I definitely think it's such a thing as boundaries. While this was not in her video interview, she further was quoted as saying, "Some friends don't know that balance and cannot understand that balance."
True. And not just don't know it and can't understand it. A lot of them can't handle it.
That's good.
They can't handle it. Especially if their lifestyle is jacked up, if they're not happy. And Kiara, she's been single for a long time. She's gone through a couple of relationships, and so now she has ended up with a man that loves her and she loves him, and her friends are probably still single, and so they're trying to, when people can't handle it, they be like, "How she get a man and I don't have one?" You know what I'm saying? Or how he get a girl and I don't have one? And they can't handle the situation, and so when they can't handle the situation, guess what? They get comfortable around you and end up saying things or doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. I like what Dr. Kermita said. It's both spiritual and natural. She sees both sides. But again, even we need to see both sides of the spirit. The longer somebody stays at your house, the more comfortable they get. I don't care if they there for your man or not. They may not. One minute they're not bothering your bacon, and next minute they are. You know what I'm saying? Like the longer you stay at somebody's house, the more comfortable you get. And so again, that just sets up.
What movie was that? Players Club.
Oh yeah, the cousin.
When the cousin.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. She started walking around with her nice little tight t-shirt with no bra on and her panties.
Dude, we own Facebook.
Well, I mean,
that's good. He's talking right.
We keep it 100 for those that didn't. I'm just
talking
saying.
Right.
Yeah, y'all know I keeps it real. I crack jokes and stuff. But yeah, she was walking around and
Tammy said, "I'll pay for your room." Crystal said, "I'm not paying."
Oh Lord.
Look, hey, Tammy talking about if I can afford it. Woman, you got all the money anyway.
Listen.
Yeah.
But let's look at that though. Seriously, put Tammy's comment back up there. She said, "Still, friend or not, I'm paying for you. Yeah, friend or not, I'm paying for you a hotel. Not to mention the other things that come along with just an extra person staying there. Heck, I don't even want my mother-in-law staying for too long. LOL, LOL, LOL." But look, y'all. I don't care, male or female. That is your right to set those boundaries.
Yeah.
It's not so well for some people, it possibly is. Maybe they are.
Why do we let me just because this is what I couldn't wrap my mind around. And I agree with Mimi because she just said, we're careful about who we take advice from, so we should be mindful about who we allow in our homes and setting boundaries. But here's my thing. Where was the insecurity? Why? That's what I'm still trying to get to. Why were people saying that she was insecure about having boundaries?
They probably were projecting.
Projecting what?
Their own insecurities.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And I don't even understand why they would be insecure in that. Because, I mean, honestly, sometimes I feel like people answer those questions and say a lot of that stuff just because they just want to be saying something. They just, because what's the insecurity? There is no insecurity about not wanting somebody at your home. Like you said earlier, Pastor Willie, it's your home. If you don't want a person with your book, with your shoes, with your, you know what I'm saying? Like you'll say, no, I don't want you with this. So what's wrong with saying no about that? It's what I want.
Absolutely.
That's true. Because, Nancy, she has books. And, I'd be like, let me read that book.
And I don't let nobody.
And she said, no, because you're not going to handle my book the way I handle it.
Yeah. No,
that's just because she's selfish. But go ahead.
And so she's not insecure about it. She's just saying, no, this is what I want.
That's our boundary.
And at the same time,
but it's not just you, babe. I don't let anybody get my book.
Right, you don't.
Because people don't return them and they disrespect your books.
Right.
You're not getting my books.
And so this is, you said something right there, disrespect. And so you letting these people in your house, they disrespecting your house, they not putting the dishes back where it goes, they leaving crap everywhere. Yeah, that's that thing. But at the end of the day, we got to understand, we got to learn how to stay out of other people's houses.
Yeah.
You talking, sir.
Yeah.
That's the problem within the church. This is why we can't and I don't know why I done went this way, but
go ahead.
But this is why we can't get we can't be fishermen of men because we're catching crap. We have so much mess in the church. We can't get people to want to go to church. We can't get people to want to stay in church.
But it's not just the church.
I know, but I'm saying I'm getting that too. Okay. You know, it's not just the church, but period. It's just everywhere. You know, we got to learn how to mind our business. And I vowed for 2022 that starting in 2022, I will mind our business, not nobody else's business. If that's the boat that they want to ride on, guess what? I'm going to let them ride on that boat. And I'm going to keep doing what I got to do on my end. Because at the end of the day, it's not feeding me. It's not providing for me.
All right.
And it's not doing whatever else you want to put right there.
All right.
I'm just saying.
All
so
right.
Since it ain't doing that for me, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got to deal with it. I ain't got to worry about them. I'm just saying. So mind your business.
And he closed the book.
If she want to put an ADT security system in her house to keep these niggas out of her house from trying to get her man or getting close to her man, let her do it. You probably need to do the same thing for you.
Listen, Sharianne just said, your business is too expensive for me. I can't mind yours and mind mine.
Listen here.
John said, we're too diligent in minding others' business. And that's so true.
Let me tell you right now, Fannie Davis, if I don't remember nothing else she ever said, she said, while you minding somebody else's business, yours is going undone. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're spending too much time worrying about somebody else, and you're not taking care of what you need to be taking care of. So that means you got
stirred up here.
You out there with your pants half down, your zip is unzipped because you looking at somebody's blouse that ain't buttoned up right. But you exposed. I'm just saying. Get somewhere and sit down. Go have several seats. Go find a stadium to sit in. And get your business straight. Stay out of those marriages and relationships.
And that's really the problem. There's too many people in everybody's marriages, concerned about people's marriages.
But now all that's right.
Mm-hmm.
But check this out. As Charlotte put Lauren's comment back up there, that's right. But oftentimes, y'all, it's because these people that are in these marriages or in these relationships, they talk too much. Folks won't be in your business if you don't tell it.
Yeah.
That's true. And the day and age that we live in, we advertise so much, too much.
Yeah,
we advertise too much. You know, we think that it's okay to put every inch of our business on social media, Twitter. We tweet about everything. I just bought me a brand new pair of socks. Oh, I just stubbed my toe. Oh, I just took a bath in some milk. I just brushed my teeth with Listerine. We just tell too much.
And it's unnecessary. And when, especially in this day and age with social media, whatever you share on social media, how dare you call it private? You shared it.
It's not private.
I read it, and now I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
That reminds me, some of y'all ain't updated y'all pictures with your boo in a long time. We need an update. What y'all doing? Y'all still together? Y'all what? Right. Anyway, Mimi said, people outside your relationship will not set boundaries for you. You need to establish them for yourself and your spouse. In addition, we are also careful of who we take advice from. Oh, now. Because watch this. There's some sneaky folks out there. Some folks will give you advice that they know is wrong or that they know will drive a wedge between you two. Just so that they can try to slip on in.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't talking with us tonight. Y'all ain't saying nothing in these comments though. Look, Michelle said hers updated.
My Lord.
People will give you wrong advice so that they're able to come on in and
come on, doctor.
It's Signet. Shut the okay. Yeah.
But they will do that.
They will do that.
That's once again. That's why we strongly suggest to couples that are getting married and couples that are married, be mindful who you have a listening ear to, who you allow into your ear.
Yeah. And who you share with.
And who you share with.
Yeah.
Because once again, just a transparent moment in my single days. In my single days, I would be the listener. And if I guess I could say it, I'm out there. I would be the listener and I weave my way into a situation.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
I mean, but it's true.
You know, update her photos. Get Marco in there.
Lord.
Lauren said exactly. It's social media. It's not private, and this is a sidebar, but it can be used against you in the job industry. That's true. Yeah. But let me stay to the topic. That is true. I need to talk about that on another show geared towards our younger people. There's always someone lying in waiting. Yeah, that's true too. So y'all,
hey Taylor, you remember that quartet song? What that got old to you is new to somebody else.
New to somebody. You need to hold on to what you got.
You got that right.
Because what that got old to you is brand new. Y'all better hear that to somebody. It's brand new to somebody else. Y'all better hold on. And keep y'all tails at home.
Who?
Everybody. Just stay at home.
I'll be my spouse. I'll be my girl. So you know.
Mimi is a human resources professional, so she has a lot of insight on that. I will keep that in mind because I'll have her back on the show when we talk about that. I did not know that. I want to give you guys one more thing. The bottom portion of this article. As her word spread online, Kiera was accused of not trusting her friends or her husband, whom she wed in December of 2020. There were comments about insecurity and the whole "if a man want to cheat, he'll cheat" message was prevalent online. However, the singer was not deterred. She took to her IG stories to share Proverbs 26, 4 and 5 about not answering a fool according to his folly. Come on, that's how you do that. Lest you also be like him. She captioned it, "Healthy boundaries and prayerful moves seem insecure to the foolish."
And that's so true.
Glory.
That's so true.
Yikes.
That's so true. That's good.
Can I say that again? Yeah. Healthy boundaries and prayerful moves seem insecure to the foolish.
That's true. I love it.
She ain't got to say nothing else.
I love it. Unbothered. She should have just put hashtag unbothered.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because that's so very true. And that even goes with, like what we tell married couples as well, is just to be mindful of even the company that they keep. Strong, be around other married couples so that the two of you all are able to share with each other. You have to have those boundaries, just like she's saying. Iron sharpens iron, and you've got to be mindful of who you're talking to. I love how she talked about responding to a fool. Like, we don't have time for that. These are healthy boundaries. Again, that's the first lesson that we give married couples. The ones that are on here will tell you boundaries and parameters. Boundaries and parameters. You have got to have them in your marriage. You've got to set them.
I mean, a natural example of it, when you go to purchase a home, you have boundaries. You have a boundary line. And so when you have that boundary line,
that's what you have to stay within. That's what belongs to you.
Yeah.
What's in that boundary line?
Where this line is, this is the end of my grass, my house. This is what I own.
Yeah. And this is what I'm responsible for.
This is what I'm responsible for.
Yeah.
And I believe if people just, not even just being married, if everybody can grab hold to the boundary situation in their life, I believe our world will be a whole lot better. I believe the church would be a whole lot better.
And believe it or not, even marriages would be a lot better.
Yeah.
If there were boundaries set and if they maintained the boundaries. And not being concerned with what everybody else has to say about it.
Ever so often, regardless as to what my topic is on this show, boundaries seem to come up here and there. It's important. It is really, really important that we respect people's boundaries. Good Lord, why is that so difficult? because when somebody crosses your line, you mad, you ready to fight.
Yeah. But that goes back to what he said about entitlement. We feel like we're entitled. We want to do what we want to do.
Yes.
You know, if I want in, I want in. But that's the world that we're living in. We just feel like we can have it, you know, and give me more and more and more and more and more and more and more. No.
Yeah.
I love it how now, and honestly, here I am now on this side of knocking on 50, of saying no is a full sentence. When I say no, I mean no. And no is a complete sentence. Doesn't need any explanation. And you know what? We have to be okay standing in our no. So often
Absolutely.
we want to give extra information about why we said no, or we teeter-totter with the no. No is no. It's a boundary. No.
Yeah. Absolutely. Listen, guys, this was awesome. This is way awesome. I don't know what y'all did to Brother over there, but he was just on fire tonight.
them boundaries and people
got a little stirred up there.
Right on there, yeah, right.
Got a little stirred up. If you all enjoyed them, next week, I'm glad to say that Martise's mom, Mama O, will be on my show next week. Crystal said, when is part 3? Oh, Lord.
Part 3?
Oh, Lord.
Part 3.
Let me get back to you on that.
Listen, Crystal, this ain't Netflix.
Right, we ain't got episodes.
We ain't got no season 1s and 2s around here.
Right.
Episode 10.
Yes, indeed. Mama Ora Allen, Martise's mom, is going to be on my show next week.
Our mom.
And we are going to be talking about next Wednesday, the first to say goodbye. And that show will be geared towards how to navigate through life once you lose your spouse to death. It is going to be really
enlightening.
Very enlightening.
Yeah.
And let me say this, it's personal to me. This show is personal to me because most of you all know I lost my dad a year and a half or so ago. And it was hard for me to watch my mom after 30-something years. It was hard for me to watch her kind of go through life without him, and it's still hard. And so I'm glad that we have someone coming on who has the experience, who can really talk about how she made it through. Because it's important. You know, it's one thing to just say some stuff, but it's a horse of a whole different color when you experienced it for yourself. You know, you can really help somebody when you have gone through it. Crystal, gone somewhere. Talking about this is series and I'm binging. All right, guys. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. It was real up in here tonight. I just use all kind of ebonics, but it's all right. Y'all know I know how to talk. But I want to share something with you, something to put on your mind, something for you to think about over the next few days. It's something that I found in Shadows of the Past, this book from Apostles Kurt and Linda Stennis. I want to share that with you, something you can think on these things. And remember, I told y'all I had a surprise for y'all earlier. Well, unfortunately, that surprise is not happening. I was really trying to get Dr. Kurt and Dr. Linda to come on for a few minutes with you guys tonight. But they did say they had an appointment. They were going to try to get home in time, but they just were not able to. So we'll try it again one day. I wanted the rest of y'all to see them in an older age.
I cannot stand him.
I'm telling y'all, one day I'm gonna have them all four of them on together. Y'all,
that would be so much fun if we could all be over together. That would be so much fun.
So I will try one day. I'm gonna work that out. Crystal, you just might get a part 3. You just might get a part 3 because I'm gonna put them on, the 4 of them on together. That's gonna be a 2-hour show.
That's gonna be that's gonna be a whole show.
And Dr. Nancy together, it's over.
It'll be a whole show. You don't even need to have a topic.
We don't need no topic. Just talk. And that'll take a life of its own.
Look at God.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work that out, y'all. We're gonna work that out next month because I like having you guys on. You all are fan favorites of the self-checkout show. And I all jokes aside, I appreciate you guys coming on whenever I ask you to. And we're gonna get Kurt and Linda on here too. And I might just have our super producer take me off the stream and let them just talk. I don't even need to be here.
You are so funny. You say you want everybody to see us older.
I do. I want everybody to see how much the four of you are alike. It's uncanny. It's crazy. And I love it. It tickles me every time. But I'll try to get them on with you guys at some point next month. The viewers want it. I want it. So, and it's my show, so I can do what I want.
You can do what you want. Set your boundaries.
I set the boundaries around. Listen, guys, here's something. I want you to think on these things in relation to what we talked about tonight, and it may fit someplace else. Again, this is from the book. I keep forgetting how to do this. Shadows of the Past, from my pastors, Drs. Curtis and Linda Stennis. You can find this book on Amazon, or you can simply inbox me, or you can inbox them. We'll make sure you get your book. It's an amazing read. This comes from the chapter Fanning the Flames in this book. When you fan the flames of a toxic relationship, you suffer the consequences. Mm-hmm. Do not hesitate to do what you know you have to do. Procrastinating will only make it worse. When you don't cut the strings and break the soul tie, things will proceed to get worse. There's a cause and effect for everything that happens in life. David's story is told in great lengths for a reason. You can literally visualize it as it's told in the scriptures in 2 Samuel chapters 11 and 12. God took David's David's behavior personal as a direct sin against him. He said, because this is what God said to David, because you despised me, can our actions despise the Lord? Absolutely. Can we show contempt for God? Absolutely. David felt the sting of his sin and this toxic relationship, Bathsheba, y'all know. Mm-hmm. He later wrote the 51st Psalm as a poetic lament for the disgrace he brought upon God and all the people of Israel. The damage was done, but yet God turned this whole tragedy around for good because David loved God and he was sorry for what he had done. He repented.
Yes.
God can turn it around for you. Don't continue to fan the flame. On those toxic relationships, don't fan that flame. Mm-hmm. Let that fire go out. God's got better things in store for you. It's not too late.
Not too late.
When there's a fire, we are instructed to stop, drop, and roll. Stop fanning the fire, drop the relationship, and roll on.
Yes.
That's from Fanning the Flames, a chapter in this book, Shadows of the Past. You need to pick up this book. Inbox me or the Murphys. We can get it to you. Yes. Well, y'all, that's our show for tonight. It's been real. It's been real. And,
awesome.
And it don't get no realer. Is that a word?
Realer.
How about this one? It don't get no gooder.
No gooder. Don't get no better.
Then thank you, Dr. Washington. Thank you so much. Listen, you guys see it scrolling across the screen. If you will, kindly share a $20 love offering with the ministry. We do finally have our own Cash App. It's W. Taylor Ministries. And we have PayPal, which is paypal.me/W. Taylor Ministries. I do have a Zelle that you can send to, Rosalind. I will inbox you the Zelle number. If you all need the Zelle number, just inbox me and let me know. It'll go directly to the treasurer of the ministry. Just let me know. But Roz, I will get that Zelle to you when I go off the live. Pastor Martise, Dr. Nancy, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for joining us tonight again. And we're going to have you back again at some point next month. So just be ready. But I gave you all some things to think on. Tonight, I want my brother to take us home tonight. When he's done, we out of here. Martise, leave us with something.
Uh-oh.
Jesus,
Leave him with something.
you done put me on the spot. You put my name on the who put my name on the ballot?
Oh, that producer.
Wait.
That producer.
I don't want
Listen, let me switch back to let me turn it down. You all, as you all have seen this live on tonight, let me encourage you all to stay positive. Not only just stay positive, make sure you apply the boundaries to your life. It's important that you put your boundaries in your life, in every area of your life. Every area of your life. It's not just boundaries it's just not for relationships.
That's right.
You know, I will say this, and because we get ready to go, when you apply the boundaries, if God has given you a vision, if God has given you something to do, make sure you put boundaries to it. That means you keep it to yourself, or keep it, or give it to somebody that you have confidence with. A confidant, I guess is the word. Make sure you do that. Don't spread it out to everybody, because just because they're with you don't mean that they're in your corner. Come on, somebody. You have a lot of people that are in your corner, but they're not with you. So make sure you keep your boundaries in your life. And I promise you, when you keep your boundaries in your life, you will begin to see things happen. You will begin to see a shift happen in your life. You will begin to see things better. And guess what? It will begin to flourish. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That we done.
So that's it. We done.
All right.
Yeah.
I cut them off.
Did we make it to 8:30?
We 8:27, so that's good for me, because y'all know I would get out of here at 8:00. But
And in my closing, mind your business, okay? Just mind your business, because your business is the business that pays you, not nobody else's business.
Mind your business.
And keep your mouth open and don't drop the mic.
This has been Self-Checkout. I'm your host, Pastor Will. I ain't got nothing else, y'all. I'll see y'all next Wednesday with Mother Aura Allen on the show next
y'all
week.
tune in. That's going to be good.
Absolutely. Make sure you tune in next week. We're going to be talking about the first to say goodbye, how to navigate through life after losing your spouse. I'm out. I'll see y'all next week.
Greg said